for the DS tier. No.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of want to speak on these.
I want to speak on these.
Yeah, see, if it was PlayStation, you would be all over it. I know you would.
The crazy thing is, I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't be.
Like, I wouldn't be on any consoles because I've only had the N64, the GameCube, the Wii, the Xbox 360, and that's it. That's my line of games.
I can probably grade these based on like
little gamer.
Not based on my own personal experience.
Trey, you've only had a SNES and a GameCube.
History.
I have every Nintendo console on display.
I love how you said that like you never had a Wii.
Well, yeah, I had a Game Boy.
Did you? No, you had the original Game Boy Color.
A Game Boy Color, I had the Game Boy Advance, but everything else after that, no.
You had a Game Boy Advance?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember seeing you with a Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm. It was purple.
I remember Jamad. Jamad was the person of all people who made me want to get a Game Boy Advance.
Really?
Yeah, because he had one day. He showed it at grandma's house. I was like, "Ooh, I want that one." He had the SP. I was like, "I want the SP."
I had a PSP for a while too.
Nah, I had the SP, and then when I saw the original Game Boy Advance, like the OG one or whatever, I was like, "That looks weird. What is that?"
Yeah,
I think the SP was really good.
Yeah,
it
just did I don't think the SP had a backlight though.
I
think
it did. That was one of the best things about it. It had a backlight.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking. Oh, go ahead.
I remember trying to play my Game Boy Advance in the car at night and being like, I can't see anything.
That is the one thing that annoyed me about the Advance. It's just I had like several games on it, and when I wanted to play in the car, I couldn't. Like especially at night. Because it's either the sun that was blocking out what I was seeing, or it was so dark that I just couldn't play it. So,
the Game Boy Advance is a weird, sort of small era of history because it's like, okay, 2001 Game Boy Advance is basically just SNES. It's like mobile SNES basically with no original Mario games and a bunch of these cool, like 2D games or whatever from like all these other like IPs and titles like Kirby and obviously Pokemon and a whole bunch of other stuff. 3 years later, here's a DS. Like 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. And I'm like, wow, that's insane. Even though nobody really bought the original DS, still, like, they knew, like, okay, the Game Boy is, like, already dead upon arrival for whatever reason. And, yeah. But it was a nifty little piece of technology.
Speaking of, like, nifty little pieces of technology.
Yeah. So are we actually doing this? Game Boy?
Yeah.
Original. I put that in A tier.
A tier?
I would put that in A because the Game Boy lasted for so long. Like the Game Boy just could not die for like a long time.
True.
Like 89. So we had Tetris and Super Mario Land.
It did last for a very long time.
It ended with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like it was there for like over a decade.
I'm very offended none of you have said hi to Elias. He's right here and nobody said anything. How dare you guys?
Hi, boy. Hi, anyway, Game Boy.
Elias, say hi to your cousins. Say hi to your
Elias.
cousins. Say hi to your cousins.
I hear him.
Hey, buddy.
He's sleeping. He's very annoyed. He's getting very annoyed that I pulled him off of me. Just jacked his.
It's funny. I just put Junior to sleep right before this.
Crazy, you call him Junior.
What else am I supposed to call him?
Junior. To me, Junior is such a like an old like 80s
it does seem like a very
70s or 80s kid name.
Does it?
Yeah, let me go get Junior out of bed.
It's a very like 1950s kind of 1950s.
Hey, Junior.
What's up, Junior?
Junior.
Like you'd also call him Sport in Chief.
I do. Honestly,
right.
I have unironically called him Sport. Like, hey, buddy. Hey, Sport. Hey, champ.
Oh
what's up, Junior? Like, oh my god.
Nah, I call Thomas Boyo.
Boyo? Oh man,
Boyo.
I haven't heard Boyo in a long time.
SpongeBob, me Boyo.
Thomas, me Boyo, me laugh.
Thomas, me boy, boy.
Yeah, better be like, hello, Boyo. No, there's a line in
Boyo
The Phantom Menace, the Star Wars movie that always cracks me up. It's like Jar Jar Binks walks into a group of droids, and he's just like, "Hello, boyos," and it just cuts away. It's so funny for no reason.
That's hilarious. Oh. All right, yeah, we could. No, honestly, let's do this because I know Trey and everybody's coming up this coming weekend to come see me. And I have no idea when we're gonna have another time after that. So we probably will record maybe Sunday, or no, you guys are coming back down Monday. That's what I'm sure.
Yeah, are you guys planning to be there? Because we're thinking about coming as well. I want to see this baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, come along, come tag along. Yeah, so it's crazy.
We're probably not gonna stay, but if it's like Saturday, we might come Saturday, hang out for a bit, and leave.
Okay, I do have an event Saturday though. It's Tracy. I have an event on Saturday, so I mean they're gonna come down around the same time as when I start the event. It's at a restaurant.
What time?
So it's from like 7. Well,
p.m.
Doors open at 6
p.m.
Yeah,
I'm about to be there like 10 a.m.
Okay, cool.
What are you doing at 10 a.m.?
Nothing.
All right, I'll be there at 10 a.m.
All right. All right. That's fine. And then
you guys? So Trey, you guys aren't going to be there until that evening.
I actually don't even know what the plans are. I know we're supposed to go up, but I don't know. Like,
I guess
last time I talked on Tracy, she said they're going to be down because they got to get Rachel at like I think 4 or 5 or whatever. So I'm thinking by the time they get up here, it'll be around maybe closer to 7, which is when like the event will like start. So, I was like, all right, well, I'll be doing the thing, but they're going to be at the hotel, and then maybe the next day. She said the next day we'll probably do like breakfast or lunch or something. So I was like, okay, and then they'll leave on Monday.
We probably can't come on Sunday.
Oh,
so
wait, I guess that's a who play by here.
That's all right. Well, I'll text you guys because I'm planning something probably the weekend after that.
Let me see what the plans are because, like I said, I just heard through hearsay that we were going up, but like that's all.
21st.
Yeah, the 21st. But he probably won't be around though. I'm probably gonna have to get a babysitter. So
okay,
get a babysitter
or my mom. My mom. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but we'll figure something out. If not this weekend, there's plenty of other weekends. We can try to do something.
Okay.
We'll let you know about Saturday because it'd be kind of awkward if like the McDonald's aren't there.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey.
So Delaware.
So what's up in that state, huh?
Yes. What's over here besides sales taxes not being a thing?
I was about to say, how are the taxes?
That's weird.
All right.
How those factories doing?
I vote that we don't do a tier list. What do you guys say?
What?
It's 2-1. Shut up.
Argument as to
why. I'm gonna put.
I think tier lists are played out, and there's nothing to be said.
You only said that because you were mad at the last one that we did. Don't even.
Y'all don't listen to me.
Y'all don't listen to me.
All right, Gerald. What's your opinion? What's your opinion on the NES?
Game Boy or NES?
No, Game Boy is an A tier.
A tier?
Chris is gonna put everything in A tier. He's like,
well, no, I'm not putting
NES A tier.
Virtual Boy,
Super Nintendo,
Virtual Boy,
here's
N64 S tier, Game Boy S, GameCube S tier.
All right. So I'm gonna be honest because I kind of agree with Jarrell on this thing. No. I like the Game Boy, and I respect it highly, and it's very recognizable in media. But
are we recording now or what?
Yeah, we are. But
I didn't even get a chance to start.
It's very outdated, and I feel like
it's gonna be bad.
There are some technical advances that are gonna be ways like set back from the thing. Like we just talked about like the backlight issue, and I know that the Game Boy has a backlight issue.
Wait, we're discussing Game Boy right now.
Yeah,
D tier.
Wow.
Wait,
are we grading this like for like the legacy to the left,
that's
the game console, or what?
Legacy counts for nothing to me.
Okay, so would you guys rather? Would you guys rather rate it on the legacy it has, or like the functionality that it has, or both?
If we're grading everything on functionality, everything should pretty much, like, all the old consoles should pretty much be, like, low tier anyway.
Exactly. For me, like,
Wii U.
The tier expands up as newer consoles come out.
Right.
Basically.
But I guess the game quality could
right. Because that means the NES would be at, like, D tier, which is stupid.
So I think we should break it down on the legacy it has, the technical aspects, and the games that it has.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Okay,
right,
okay.
I can see Game Boy as C tier.
Okay, C tier.
I was gonna say B if we're gonna do like quality then, because yeah.
Okay, so
I'm taking game quality into account. I can't think of a single good Game Boy game.
Tetris, maybe
Mario Land 2, all the Wario Land games.
I'm thinking about exclusives.
Metroid 2, Kirby 2.
Metroid 2 was on the Game Boy. What does that look like?
Yes, it did look like it's a slower version. A slower grayscale version of the original Metroid. Basically,
I guess.
They didn't have to remake it on 3DS, so okay.
Yeah.
But Kirby 2 was good. Kirby 2 was good.
This doesn't look that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, most of the games on that console don't look bad.
Pokemon.
I never had a Game Boy, so I don't know what games look like on it.
Then again, Pokemon is a glitch
green
fest,
and black,
so.
like black graphics with a
I'm
green
just
background.
in my mind, it looks like an Atari, but it actually did.
Okay, no, give it more credit than an Atari.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll keep it a B tier. B tier.
I'll keep it a B tier. All right. So the original NES. What would you guys say?
C tier.
C tier.
Nah.
The NES got no games.
Super Mario Bros.
Mario Bros.
The Legend of
Bros.
Zelda. Kid Icarus. Metroid.
I will
Metroid
say
is bad. Metroid is
Kirby's
a bad game.
Adventure. Kirby's Adventure is probably one of the
game.
What did you say?
I'm not playing. Metroid is a bad game.
Did you just wait?
Yes. The first Metroid is objectively a bad game.
Ooh. That's a hot
It's
opinion.
obtuse and confusing, and the graphics are terrible.
Like
So was Metroid Prime. Anyway.
No, Metroid. Shut the heck up. Metroid Prime is amazing. It's a technology. It was a revolution.
Once we get the GameCube, he's gonna be like D tier.
I can't wait. Oh my god.
I would argue. Look, if Game Boy, which is basically just a portable grayscale NES, is B tier, why is NES D tier?
Because it's portable. Because the Game Boy is just an NES, but not portable. The NES is just not portable.
You
Game
have
Boy's
Kirby's
NES
Adventure. Portable. You have Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. You have Zelda 2. You have Kid Icarus. Duck Hunt.
That's it.
You have all the sports titles.
You only need one hand to count all the good games on the NES.
You have golf.
No.
You have golf. Here's the thing.
Pac-Man.
I will say
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. I will say the NES was like the founding father of what's to come. So out of that respect, I would put it somewhere between maybe B.
None of these would be here if it wasn't for the NES. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the NES.
I'm not judging things based on their place in history.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important.
Well, if it wasn't for the NES, they wouldn't have a place in history.
All right, then put the stick and loop on this tier list and put it at S, because we wouldn't be anywhere without the stick and loop. If we didn't do the stick and loop first, we would never be here. We needed that game to start it off.
Just put it on BT. I'll meet you in the middle, literally in the middle at BT. Oh my god!
Every single system we're gonna do this.
Yeah, Joe might have been right. This tier list might have been a bad idea.
B tier. Because Jerome's gonna be completely attacking this and everything we say.
D tier, Christian S tier. All right, fine, B tier.
Shut up, Christian. No, you shut up, Drill. Let me tell you why.
Oh my god. But we use S tier. We use the only thing with a Virtual Boy.
Oh my god.
I don't care what anybody says. The Wii U is amazing.
It's the greatest 4 years of my life.
I mean, since you said that, no.
Wait, no.
No, we gotta go chronological order. What's next?
Yeah.
There's a Virtual Boy fit in there.
We kind of went out of order, but whatever. After game, I guess let's see, would be SNES, yeah.
SNES.
Where does the Virtual Boy fit in?
Right before 64.
Shut up.
Okay.
All right.
Like a year before.
He's not even discussing it. All right.
Yeah,
honestly, I would actually put the SNES at A tier. Actually,
A tier?
S tier for Super Nintendo.
I would put it at least A.
Honestly, I know it's old. I know I've said this about old games before, but Nintendo did their thing on the Super Nintendo. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
They did.
I say
it holds up really, really well, even years later. And fun fact, even though the SNES discontinued here in America sometime after the 64 came out, it didn't get discontinued in Japan until 2003.
Holy crap.
They were still playing that. And then when they released the Game Boy Advance, they said, okay, here's your excuse to stop playing the SNES.
It's
so
yeah.
It just holds up so well. Like it outlasted the console that came after it in its country of origin. That's just, like S tier.
It feels so evolved from where it came, because like the NES was solid, but then like the SNES took over.
There's almost like not a single bad game on the SNES.
It's true.
Yeah,
that's not.
I can really think of. Yeah,
there are a lot more memorable titles on the SNES. I will say.
Yeah. Donkey Kong Country.
Honestly,
Donkey Kong Country 2. Donkey Kong Country 3. No, I'm kidding.
Donkey Kong Country 4. No.
there's all the good Mario Bros. Remasters are on the SNES.
Hell yeah. I love like the Mario All-Stars version of Mario 3 is probably my favorite version.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super Mario World. Super Mario World 2.
No, you're right. You're right. Yoshi's Super Mario World 3. Super Metroid, best speedrunning game ever.
Yeah, Super
Link's
Metroid.
Awakening, like set in stone what top-down Zelda was.
Star
Fox is cool. Okay, looking at that game alone, Star Fox is good.
Yeah, for what it did and what you could do on this console,
Link's
that's
Awakening.
pretty revolutionary.
F-Zero. Coney literally played F-Zero 99 and then said, you know what? I'm going to go buy F-Zero on the original SNES.
Bro,
at least look, it was, what was it, like $19 or something? I was
16, something like that. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So, F-Zero is good. Super Mario Kart originated on the SNES.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, then Super Nintendo has one bad game.
Okay, Super Mario Kart.
Super Mario Kart is not good.
It's really not.
It's frustrating, but I respect it.
I would say it's not bad, but it's not good.
It's not great either. Like we'll talk about that in the next console. But honestly, I think it's S tier.
Yeah,
S tier.
Very good. Now you're playing with superpower, with S tier power.
All right, so what's next? The Game Boy Color, I think.
Not yet. I would say 64 and then Game Boy Color, because the Game Boy Color came out a little after. Yeah, Game Boy, like I said, Game Boy lasted for forever. Like they didn't have a revision of it until I think around the same time as the 64 release, maybe a year after. So, yeah.
I didn't know about Game Boy until Game Boy Advance. I never saw Game Boy.
Really?
Yeah.
I
don't think I've really, outside of like the Nintendo store, I haven't seen an original Game Boy in the wild. Like ever, except for Trey's Game Boy Color, which is arguably either a separate system, which some people consider, or just a revision of the original. But either way,
it's hard to say.
I haven't seen the original. Yeah,
it's hard to say. I can't say.
But 64.
What'd you say? B tier?
A tier.
A
tier.
That's actually pretty respectable.
I'll say A tier for Mario 64.
I feel like there's a lot of
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
GoldenEye, Majora's Mask, Banjo-Kazooie.
Definitely.
I would definitely say the thing that makes up for this console are the games, especially when you talk about like rare games.
Put it at the top of B tier. I forgot about the controller.
Oh yeah,
that is true.
What I was going to say was
A, because like even though like the games on there were great and I think all of them were groundbreaking, that controller. Is nothing.
It's that you can. And then they try to resell it to us. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, don't do that.
But I will say, what keeps it a tier down from S tier is like the competition at the time. They lost a lot of third party.
PlayStation came out around that time.
Yeah, they lost a lot of third party support, which is why we never got Final Fantasy VII on the system.
Yeah.
The cartridges being too expensive to produce for, like, it was the fact that we had cartridges like post mid 90s on a console is crazy.
Yeah.
So okay. CDs were a thing, but yeah.
I think A tier is fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, A tier, bottom, like top of B, bottom of A, 64 is pretty good.
And something to go into place.
Yeah.
But okay, so then Game
Boy Color. Which is just
right above Game Boy on B tier.
Yeah.
There
were some Game Boy Color exclusive games, but they're not too much worthy to note about. Maybe Wario Land 4. Or no, 3. I mean, Wario Land 3 is probably the most notable of those, but like other than that, I don't think.
I'm going to be honest. Game Boy Color was such a blur because all I remember was Game Boy and then Game Boy Advance. So.
Oh, you have Pokemon Gold and Silver, but other than that,
I don't know. I think it might like right in between, like Game Boy and then NES. That's just me.
You put it between them?
Yeah. Maybe.
Wait, why? Wait, how do you? To me, right is down for the rating. You say right is up.
Right is up. Yeah. So like we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the closer to the letter, all right.
Yeah, that's how I was doing it as well.
The closer to the letter, the higher up it is.
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel
okay,
like
Trey, fix your charts.
All right, so I leave it like that because, like I said, I don't remember.
If that's how you consider it, then I would put it between. Well, I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. Whatever.
I think it's okay. I think it's fine. All right, and then was it GameCube that's next? DS?
I guess
yeah.
I don't know why I thought the DS was before the GameCube, but
that's what I was flip flopping between. I was just like,
all right, GameCube
DS come first.
A tier above the N64.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, this is no competition. Like we can go on.
Trey,
what?
So now left is higher now.
Oh, I thought you were switching it out. I was going to go by.
But you didn't fix the Game Boy Color one.
Okay, so where would you put the Game Boy Color in then?
All the way to the left.
Up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened? Wait, why is GameCube A? What happened? I was gone for a second.
All right, so we're going to switch it out. Everything that's like high up on the list, we're going to move closer to the letter. Okay. And then everything, so.
Thank you. But okay, why is GameCube A tier?
Because it's got good games.
Yes.
But not quite S tier.
Okay, no, that's fine. I was gonna argue A. I wasn't really gonna say S because still some things are kind of holding GameCube back. Although the best controller ever.
It's the best controller of all time.
Best controller. The controller is S tier. Yeah. GameCube is A tier. Although it is, I do have a bias to it. My first console I ever owned. Favorite, like so many good games on there. The most powerful console in its generation. With that being said, it didn't really have anything else going for it outside of the handle.
True.
It didn't have online unless you had LAN for Mario Kart Double Dash or Phantasy Star Online, but it didn't have any native like internet connection or anything. It didn't have like a disk drive. It didn't have like a disk drive for like DVDs or stuff like that.
I kept losing my tiny disc. So
that's true. That's very true.
I do like the tiny disc though. They had so many cool unique designs for it though. But,
I think the tiny disc is a good idea.
Yeah. It was Nintendo's way of trying to get around piracy. That was literally the only reason they had the mini disc.
Yeah. That's what I heard too.
But yeah. Other than that, it didn't really have and it was the lowest selling console of its generation, which is sad.
Yeah.
But they really had a lot of good gems on there.
In recent years, I think it's more highly regarded than what it was. But like, I still don't think that makes it necessarily S tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, the games and the controller are great, but
yeah, and it has some of the best of the game releases for multiplat. It had some of the best releases on there for GameCube.
Yeah,
Resident Evil 4, notably, definitely.
Yes.
All the Sonic multiplat games were better on GameCube. Yeah, it was a perfect console at the time for that.
It was very solid.
Yeah.
All right, Game Boy Advance.
B tier.
Beats.
Honestly, I would put B. I would just put B tier.
Okay. Like high B tier or low B tier?
I would say, honestly, I don't know if you guys will agree with me on this. I will put it underneath Game Boy.
No. That
Yes.
sounds terrible.
No, here's why. Here's why. It's so advanced. They re-released older titles on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, but better.
But better.
Don't play this card, Christian. Don't play this card.
This
wow.
is
coming up.
Like
Coming up, Christian.
Okay.
And I will do the same thing.
Listen. Yes,
You don't
I
want to open that
definitely
door,
want. I definitely want Yoshi's Island with voice acting now. I want Super Mario Bros. 2 with voice acting now. Mario 3, that's great. That all that compression squeezed onto that one cartridge. I love all of that. Didn't really have a whole lot of original titles. It had maybe Golden
Christian,
Sun.
don't do that.
It had some Kirby games. It did have Metroid. Better Metroid titles than that, but I would say it only lasted 3 years until maybe arguably 5 until we got the DS Lite.
Really?
Yes. The 2001 to 2005, 6 when the DS Lite came out.
Yeah.
And the original DS came out in 04.
I think I'll leave it right there.
They made a micro Game Boy Advance, which basically meant that it was on its way out.
I will
in
say
between the DS and the DS Lite.
The one thing that I do like about the Advance is the connectability that you have from your Advance to the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be able to play like your GameCube, like your
I mean,
Game Boy
that's
Advance
cool.
On the game, in the game.
That's cool.
Sorry,
you can do that. That's cool. You could do that, but you could also do the same thing with the original Game Boy on the S and the 64.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that. You could play original Game Boy games on console through the peripheral the same way that the Game Boy Advance did with the Game Boy, with the GameCube, right? But then also when the DS came out, you could just play DS games. You could just play Game Boy games on the DS as well.
You're right. The DS came out in 2004.
Yes.
And the Game Boy Advance came out in 2001.
Yes.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Right.
And the DS Lite, the revision of that came out in 06, 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
But between 04 and 06, the Game Boy Advance Micro came out in 05. And basically, it was just a stripped down version of the Game Boy Advance, which meant that they knew the Game Boy Advance was already out the door. Right. So didn't really have this is the only system right now that we have so far that does not have an original Mario game on it.
Oh, dang. I think you're right.
It is.
Yeah, because
no.
I love Game & Watch Gallery 4.
Wario Land 4, Super Mario Land 7. No.
Shut up. All right.
Hey, Cal, shut up.
Yeah.
And we forgot
you had Mario Luigi Superstar Saga, but if you weren't an RPG fan and you didn't have a traditional Mario game, it wasn't going to be your cup of coffee.
Okay. So I'm cool with leaving it like in between two consoles. That's fine. I think somewhere in the mix, I can't remember if it was before or after the N64, but the Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy came out before the 64.
Let me tell you something. I played on the Virtual Boy. All right. And let me tell you the mind-numbing headache.
How many migraines did you suffer from?
7, 8, maybe 15. I lost count, but it was not fun. I did not like it. After maybe like 2 games, I was just like, I'm done.
I will say the only good thing, and this is stretching, the only good thing about the Virtual Boy is that it was the precursor. The controller was a precursor to the GameCube's controller.
That's true. That's very true.
That is about it. That design of the controller is what led to what the GameCube would look like in like the button faces,
right?
The way it's shaped and everything. I'm like, okay,
but there is nothing else, like nothing else about this console that makes it even remotely redeeming. So,
right, which makes me think that like all the Virtual Boys that didn't sell well, they were like, we got to repurpose this somehow, and then like the GameCube was like around the corner.
GameCubes out of it.
Yeah,
that's what I would have done. All right, I think. What's next?
What is that? The DS. That's the DS Lite, but yeah, the DS. S tier.
S tier. Okay.
Everybody and their grandmother had a DS.
I did not have A tier.
I did not. I did not.
I did not have it. Okay, everybody who was with it and their grandmother
had a DS.
had a DS.
All right. Yeah,
The DS is the number one selling handheld console to date.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Number one. The 3DS couldn't even eclipse it in sales.
Wow. Okay, I got some.
Yeah.
I'll bump that up there. All right. So
And like, we got so many good games off the DS too. So I'm just DS lasted for a very long time.
I respect that.
Yeah.
All right. So if that's next, then we come
Wii.
to this beauty.
The Wii is also S tier. Huh?
What's it?
S tier.
S tier?
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Drew, what argument do you have to
Honestly,
say not
I would
S
have to put
tier?
it right there. If you're talking about consoles that everyone and their grandmother had, literally,
Yeah.
this was the console.
If they didn't have a DS, they definitely had a Wii.
Yes. It's like no
Everybody had the Wii. Yeah.
Love that console. And I think looking back on it, it is crazy how much playability that you still get out of it.
Yep. And then Nintendo would proceed to take the Wii's name and run it into the ground with the Wii.
Oh my god. Oh
Which
my god.
actually no. 3DS
above
first.
the Wii.
Wait, 3DS first. 3DS first. Technically 3DS came out before
Okay.
Wii.
All right, so we
Yeah,
did
my
3DS.
bad. Yeah.
3DS A tier.
Yeah, that's A tier
A tier?
definitely.
Okay, yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
honestly, technically you should put an S tier above the DS.
Above the DS?
It plays
Above
You know
the
what?
DS.
It does everything the DS does, but also 3D.
A little bit better.
Yeah,
You know
which was so great, they decided to make 2D revisions of that console
That is
because they
true.
realized that the gimmick was stupid. And only
And more
lasted
features.
for like what, a few years until they were like, yeah, whatever, we're tired of it.
Doesn't matter.
What are you
More
gonna do?
features.
So
More features.
Even if it's not a feature, a lot of people liked. It's still a feature.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
like
been-
being able to play SNES games on the new version of that console.
I'll say I didn't own it, but I did play on it. Both 2D and 3D. I like it a lot, but I don't know if I would
I'm
put
so
it.
sorry for baby
Nah,
noises.
I would
have my
say-
son.
You're good.
No, you're fine.
Because I'm a
Nah, I
good
would-
father, unlike somebody else.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What are you implying?
What? We're talking about consoles here. It's not that deep.
You just my favorite console, so your baby's bad.
So your baby.
So you're a bad father.
You failed as a father. You rated the DS too high.
Oh, my God.
Christian, what's your opinion on the GameCube? That makes you a bad dad.
Oh my god. Okay,
Oh, wow.
so you said right in between.
I would say it's
Wii-
definitely better than the GameCube, but
Okay.
I don't think it, like I said, no. DS, I feel like is still better than 3DS.
So maybe the compromise would be above the GameCube, but below the DS.
That's what I'm thinking. You could put it in S tier, like low S, because like it's still great, but I wouldn't put it like I would put it like high A, low S. That's
Okay.
my opinion.
Gerald, what would you say? Would you still say S tier or
You could just go and put it top of A tier, whatever.
a
Yeah.
top A tier? Okay. All right.
The gimmick makes it better.
I would say yeah. Don't
All
put the Wii in S tier and then say that.
I mean,
It
that's the
was a
exception to the
different
rule.
console.
Put the Wii back
there.
That's the exception to the rule.
Put the Wii back down to A tier.
No, don't do that.
Get
Oh
the
my
Wii back
God.
down there. The Wii sucks.
Nah, the Wii. Okay, well,
No,
the-
honestly,
no.
the Wii set Nintendo on this path of like we're gonna do a gimmick instead of power in our console.
Yeah.
That is very
Put it back to
true.
A tier.
That is
Yeah.
Put it down
absolutely
And then
top
true.
other companies tried to do the same thing.
They
PlayStation
sure
Move,
did.
Xbox Connect. They tried to replicate that, and then they saw that it didn't work after the Wii did it successfully.
Bro,
Now
the
everybody
moment,
hates motion
listen,
controls.
the moment I saw that, was it, I think it was like PlayStation 3 or 4, they came out with their own like motion controlling. I was just like, okay, Nintendo's onto something. They did it.
Also,
to be
Kinect-
fair, the PlayStation had the iToy before the Wii even came out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Dang.
I had an iToy before I had a Wii.
Did it?
Nobody likes to talk about that, but
Nerd.
the PlayStation 2 had motion controls already.
Nerd. This guy had the iToy or whatever it's called.
That joint was cool.
That joint was cool.
Nah, it was terrible. It did not work. and the games were all pretty much the same.
That's
just waving your hands back and forth.
Connectimals? Stupid, by the way. I just wanted to say that.
D-tier.
I never had a connector.
I never either, and I don't want one. I don't own an Xbox.
Never played.
Never will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Now
I think that brings us to the Wii U. All right.
Above Wii. It's just a Wii, but better.
What? This is like surface level logic that he's coming from, as if he's never played these games.
You know the
Wii,
crazy thing is, I know you're being dead honest too.
I mean, I am. It's a Wii, but better. That's what the Wii is.
Is not.
Sure, better. On paper, sure.
Not on paper. In every aspect.
No.
Yes, it's a better Wii.
Darrell, it is not. I don't think it's better than the Wii. I'm going to be 100%.
Trey, how is it not better than a Wii?
Have you seen a library of games on this thing?
Yes, everything the Wii has.
5 good games on this console,
and also everything the Wii has.
No. It is back. Okay, it is
everything you can play on the Wii.
It does have a Wii emulator in there. I will say that, but
True.
the Wii emulator is very.
In it.
That's what I'm saying. No, you put the Wii disc in it, and then it runs a Wii emulator to play those discs.
I wouldn't say that's an emulator. I'd say it natively runs Wii.
At that point, I'll just stick to the Wii.
You don't have to, because you can get a Wii U and play the Wii games.
The graphics, nothing.
Who cares?
I honestly
I don't know.
It's B.
Are you kidding?
No. Okay. I wouldn't. Okay. I was gonna say A. I was gonna say A.
A. If it's an A, it's a low A. Like I said,
Trey, are you kidding me? The dual screen aspect was amazing. I love.
But we're talking backwards compatibility.
Okay, it does also. Okay, the backwards compatibility. Say whatever you want.
Look, this. All right, if you want to talk about what wouldn't exist if something else, the Switch wouldn't exist without the Wii U. Like, the concept of the Wii U is perfected in the Switch. That's the only reason we got the Switch, is for this what they were trying to create with the Wii U.
Yeah, but the Switch is the Switch. The Wii U is the Wii U. If we're talking specifically about the Wii U,
y'all can't sit here and do this just because you don't like the Wii U when y'all did the same thing for the NES.
No. Listen.
I really had to think about it. I had to think about it again. I had to think about it again. I really do. No, I do like the Wii U. I
don't hate
it. If I don't know, in a different argument, I would probably argue S tier. But I want to say some things kind of held it back a little bit.
Nothing,
just a little bit.
It's amazing.
It does have good things. It had Miiverse. It had the voice call thing, which was cool.
True.
It did have motion control. Had the gyroscope at the second. It had all these cool features, right? But I feel like all those features were still limited in scope, like the fact that you couldn't bring the gamepad to like a separate room.
Right.
The Wii functionality is fine, albeit not fully realized, because the Wii emulator still can't play GameCube games or run an eShop or Wii Shop or whatever. It did have some cool, like you could play DS games on there. You could play Game Boy games on there or whatever. I feel like that was fine. It did have free online. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe it was kind of, I don't know. Maybe it was. Hold up. Maybe it was.
It had online where you could add people via their name instead of friend codes.
True.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can do that.
It had Smash. Well, I don't know how people feel about Smash Bros. Wii U.
Smash 4 is mid now.
Is mid.
Okay.
Smash 4.
Well, you can play Smash Bros. Brawl on it because it was a Wii.
Oh my lord! I was just playing on my Wii.
You don't have to, because you can also play it on the Wii U.
I don't play Wii U. I don't play on my Wii U to play Wii games. I play my Wii U to play Wii U games.
If I got a Wii U, I can throw out the Wii. I don't need the Wii anymore. I have a Wii U, and all the controllers from the Wii work on the Wii U. That's great.
No,
forward compatibility.
They made a Wii U GameCube adapter for the console, and it only works with Smash. It does not work with any other game.
That's your guys' dumb fault for only wanting to play. Smash Bros.
For making entire.
That's you babies are like, I can't play Smash Bros. Without my GameCube controllers.
Yes,
I need a GameCube controller. So they were like, here you go. Here's an adapter. Play your Smash Bros. The GameCube
all they
controller.
needed to do was have a firmware update so you could use the GameCube controller adapter for any other game on the Wii U. They did it with the Switch.
Buy a Wii U Pro controller. It's better anyway.
No, here's the thing. All right. Here's what I'm going to say. Yes, the features were cool.
S tier. Above
Wii. On the Wii U.
Not above Wii, though. Not above Wii.
I think the features were cool on the Wii U. I would even say the Virtual Console was one of the best things on the Wii U, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
when we get down to the library of games, though, there are maybe almost literally like 5 games that come to the top of my head.
Trey, all right, guess what?
Well, okay, you have
look, listen.
And
you
like,
guys want to
the
talk
argument
about,
that you're making is that it is literally just a Wii 2. You can play the same exact thing that you can play on the Wii. At that point, I would just keep the Wii. So there's almost no point to the Wii U.
Oh my gosh! Because the Switch is gonna come up, and y'all are gonna say, "But it got all these good remasters of the Wii U games,
and more,
it perfected the Wii U game."
Listen, the Switch had the best third-party support that we've had in years. There is no way that you're going to demote the Switch
towards the Switch, but not use it for the Wii U.
The Wii U had nothing.
All of the Wii U's good games got ported to the Switch. Half of the Switch's library,
which means that the Switch is even better. There was nothing to hold on to the Wii U for then.
I was going to say the Switch doesn't have backwards compatibility; it has ports. The Wii U does have backwards compatibility, which, if you want to argue, is better than ports. Sure, yeah, definitely.
And like I said, half of the Switch's library is Wii U ports.
Not half.
Half.
That's a
half. All right, I would say half of the first party.
Half of the first party
not including third party.
Okay, but Wii U had,
let's be fair, with some additions. All right, because when you think about something like 3D World, and then you have the addition of Bowser's Fury, that's something different that makes it unique from.
It's still a game that was originally on the Wii U.
Yeah, I would say the original versions of some of these games on Wii U were probably better. Like maybe 3D World, more or less, not really. Mario Maker, Splatoon, definitely better versions on Wii U than like future consoles because they didn't have the foresight of not having a gamepad. Mm-hmm. So like Mario Maker 2 on Switch is fine.
I would even argue, so like in the argument of Splatoon, I would say like playing Splatoon on the Wii U was fun. It was a lot of fun. And
you're undercutting that, Trey, but yes.
You're
underselling how fun it was.
It's great. No, it's great. It got me into that series. That like, and it even made me love the Wii U even more playing.
I'm just sick of everybody dogging the Wii U like Nintendo Land doesn't exist. like Mario Kart 8. What didn't start on the Wii U?
Okay, yeah, true. Mario Kart 8. Oh, geez, did it just do it again?
It's better on the Switch.
Don't care. Like Toad Treasure Tracker wasn't on the Wii U.
All right.
Funny.
Listen, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to bump it up.
Pikmin 3 wasn't on the Wii U.
I'll bump it up to A. Right.
A is fine.
Top of A.
Not top of A. A.
Top of A.
Not top of A. Now the Switch.
This is why they don't do a tier list in the first place.
Switch is
haters. Switch is bottom of A tier.
No, it is not. Don't you even.
Half the game. Do not put that at the top of S tier.
Bottom of A tier. There's a reason. Why this thing sold
just like Christian said,
120 million
Game Boy Advance, consoles. It's just a bunch of remasters. There is a reason why it is at the top of the list. It is the best console that Nintendo has ever made. I'm gonna leave.
Oh wow. Okay, wait. Okay. Listen. I'm trying to think about it because like S tier,
not backwards compatible.
S tier is kind of jumbled up right now. You cannot put the SNES next to the Switch and also next to the Wii, and then because I'm trying to think about how this should be ordered.
Yeah.
So like I would say, Switch is S tier for like different reasons. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say the ports are a reason for that. I would say because it's the most selling console that Nintendo's had. Definitely, it beat the Wii in terms of sales.
And I would say the most
still going.
Console it beat the Nintendo has ever had. Yeah, it did.
It beat the Wii. I don't believe it beat the Wii. It recently beat the. Look it up. It beat the Wii in sales. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That console sold at least 120 million consoles.
It's the Wii.
No, they were selling them things like hotcakes.
They were, but the Switch has been selling way more
on the shelf.
As a matter of fact, it said like multiple times it's been the best selling console in Japan and the US.
You want to know why? You want to know why it's the best? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's literally exactly the reason. Why. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still the number one.
Bump it up to 8. Bump it up to
Bump it up to
Bump it up to Bump it up to The PlayStation 4 outsold the Wii? That's crazy.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, like, I don't find that too hard.
But then the Switch outsold the PlayStation 4.
Shut up, Trey.
I'm just saying.
The PlayStation 2 is still the best-selling console of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And the DS is the best-selling handheld console of all time.
Yeah.
True.
Until the Switch override. Well, Switch got to sell 30 million more units to get there. So.
True.
Yeah, I don't see it doing that.
Oh, geez.
Unless the PS5 kicks in and takes off within the next couple of years.
If people can buy it.
We just need 1 billion more people to buy 4K TVs, and then we'll finally get them.
Any day now, the PS5 is gonna shoot.
Just you wait.
Just wait.
Yeah, I'll show you.
With the release of Ultimate Spider-Man 3.
It's only been 3 years.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right. Okay, I'm trying to think. I want to rearrange this list, like the S tier.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking.
Honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, I would put the Wii in front of the Switch. Then.
Mm-hmm. I will put the SNES. No. Wait. No, I will put Wii underneath Switch. I will put DS underneath the Wii, and I put the SNES underneath the DS.
Okay, so in this order. So
basically,
okay, is better than the DS.
It is better than the DS. Oh wait, no, the 3DS.
The SNES has games.
It does. So does the GameCube, and yet here we are in A tier.
The N64, the NES.
GameCube
I think they all had games.
I would put the Wii U at least above the 64.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah, I would put that above 64.
Thank you.
The NES had games.
It still makes no sense. You guys putting the game Wii U under the Wii.
Okay, I will put the Wii U above the GameCube. I was arguing whether or not I wanted to, but I will say that the Wii U and the GameCube are very similar in the sense that they were the least sold consoles of their generation.
Right.
But for different reasons. Right. I would say the GameCube was the worst selling because it just didn't have a gimmick. Right? Like, it didn't have Blu-ray, didn't have DVD play, didn't have anything like that.
Right.
And
it's
the Wii
a very
U,
bare bone console, the GameCube.
Right. But the Wii U sold less only because the marketing was bad and they tried to write off the Wii's name. Nobody knew what this thing was because people thought it was, even my friend at the time, like back in middle school when they announced it for me when I was in middle school, they said he thought that it was just an extension of the Wii, like it was a peripheral, like the gamepad was some sort of, because they never really made an effort to really talk about the console itself. No, people didn't see it in like advertisements where you go to the E3 page when it was up at the time. Like I had to dig in to find the specs to find that the console was a different console than the Wii itself. Right. So it was like they poorly advertised this thing. And then on top of it, when they did advertise it, it was more kiddie. It had like a very not a very like the Switch's marketing is more so marketed to like teens, older adults, like people in their 20s and stuff like that, which I think helped it to bolster in sales. But like when you have ads on the Wii U that say words like Yoshi Exploshy, I'm not taking your console seriously. So
oh god, yeah.
So whether or not you want to put Wii U in front of GameCube because of that, or GameCube in front of the Wii U, like whichever one you feel is worse, right? But I will maybe give the Wii U an edge. I'll give it a little edge this time, and I'm going to override my bias because I love the GameCube and it has its selections of games.
Sure. For what you get.
But I feel like, but I also feel like the games they need to re-release these games on GameCube. The Wii U, I will say, has a sort of an edge up because at the very least we have ports of some of these games, and these games can still be replayed and they live on. They're no older than like 11 years. and you can still go out and buy a Wii U or buy whatever. You can go out and get Wii U games and play them to this day. GameCube is pretty much dead in the water unless you know third-party sales, which is kind of frankly stupid. So in terms of accessibility, I got to give it to the Wii U for right now because so I would put Wii U on top of GameCube. I love the GameCube.
Yeah.
And
They're
right underneath 3DS.
I feel like the GameCube and the
I just
Wii
know
U
I'm gonna
are
keep
both.
I'm gonna keep complaining and crying until the Wii U is at the top.
Yeah, keep doing it. I would say the Wii U and the GameCube.
All right, make a Wii U tier and put that above S. So Trey, put Wii U in front of GameCube.
In front of GameCube, yeah.
Yeah, but
like my argument, because I think I agree because it's like I think both of them are hidden gems. Like if you didn't own the console, you're missing out, right? But I will say that for what you get on the Wii U, it edges the GameCube out just a tad bit more. I would say that I remember the games more on the GameCube, but I remember the features on the Wii U better. You know, and I do commend it for the uniqueness of being able to play on the gamepad was something really cool. And I will say that again. I will say this again. Like the best thing I ever played on this console was Splatoon. That's what got me into the game.
And like I said before, it's because of time and accessibility. Wii U is a lot younger than the GameCube and a lot more accessible.
No one had the time or patience to understand what the Wii U was, you know. And the marketability, like you said, was pretty. It was trash. So
a Yoshi explosion. Like, I'm not buying Woolly World. You can't make me.
I'm not touching that game. Forget that. I'm cool with this list. I love the fact though that nothing is on C tier. It is
I love how all the portables, except for the DS the 3DS is not A, but like the old school portables are all sitting in B tier.
That's true.
That's crazy.
That's fine. I'm cool with this list.
Dang. Game Boy, I would argue for A tier for Game Boy at the very least, but I guess it's whatever. It's whatever. Okay, we're going by sales. We're going by legacy. Yay!
We'll make Christian happy. Why not? Joe, you're out of luck.
I put the Virtual Boy on top of S tier and give it Virtual Boy tier.
The thing is already invalid anyway, so you put the Wii U above the Wii U.
All right, put 3DS and Wii U in S tier and have GameCube lead A tier. let's just blow out S tier. S tier means nothing anymore.
That's where we're ending up anyway.
Oh my god! You wanted to put SNES and Wii U on S tier.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Because the Wii U is a better Wii,
and the SNES is a better NES.
Honestly, if you ask me, the Wii should be an A tier.
Why? Wait, why?
Yes.
The Wii should be an A tier?
Because of what it did to Nintendo and gaming as a whole. And it was nice when it first came out. I was like, oh wow, I could play both with my hands. But now it's like, bro, why do we have to put motion controls in everything now?
Because it's fun.
It was fun.
No, shut up. I'm an old man. I don't want motion controls. No, honestly, I like motion controls mostly.
Old man with baby.
You guys are upsetting my son. He also wants the Wii in A tier.
He doesn't know what he wants. He's a baby.
Sorry, Elias, you don't win either.
He said, I don't know what this Wii thing is, but I think it sounds like an A tier.
Elias is a baby and
You're
he's
right.
a boy.
You're right, Elias. Switch should belong in Esther.
Yeah.
Shut up. He didn't say it. Don't put words in his mouth.
All right, well, I'm cool with this list.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to this carnage. This
downvote this
train
video.
wreck.
Downvote. We're on Reddit.
I forgot dislike doesn't do anything anymore.
That's true.
It really doesn't.
I'll see it. It'll validate my opinion. So please dislike
these consoles.
Dislike the video. As a matter of fact, don't watch it. Whatever you just watch,
stop watching right now.
The Dreamcast collapses all these consoles. The Dreamcast was way ahead of its time before any of these.
Shut him up! Shut him up!
The video's over. Stop it, Christian.
PS2 belongs in C tier.
No!
How dare you?
Xbox Live is awesome.